Okay. Oh, well, I'll do a mellow one. I was down in the middle of a situation out of control. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I was crawling out so slow. But then I looked up, I saw the shining light, and I knew the way to go. And then I found myself holding on tighter, letting go control. And now it's so much brighter, y'all. And I'm smack dab in a miracle. Yeah, sing it, baby. Standing in the middle of love. Yes, I am. I'm smack dab in a miracle. I'm wrapped up in love. Yeah, yeah. Well, I knew anywhere I turned, I'd be right back where I come from. I have to step back and take a bird's eye view, cause the signs was pointing every which one, y'all. And then I found myself holding on tighter, letting go control, and now it's so much brighter, yeah. And I'm smack dab in a miracle, standing in the middle of love. There you go. Yes, I'm smack dab in a miracle. I'm wrapped up in love, yeah. Come on in here. Every day. I just stopped and said, hey, you looking good today. How you feeling? Are you okay? And I said, come on over, neighbors. Let's have a little fun. And let's write postcards to everyone. So come on in and have a seat. Because you know life is so good and so sweet. You know, y'all. Well, I knew it. Testify, yeah. And I'm smack dab in a miracle, yeah. Standing in the middle of love. Yes, I am. I'm smack dab in a miracle. I'm wrapped up in love, yeah. I'm smack dab in a miracle. Come on over, baby. Don't you be shy. Even dogs are allowed. That's a rarity for me, right, Susie? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I'm smack dab in a miracle, y'all. Standing right here, sitting in the front porch, y'all. Chair dancing in on stage, yeah, y'all. Celebrating, it's a miracle. And you know what else is a miracle? It's a miracle that our community is coming together, and we've got a stronger committee and community than we've ever had. The other day, my friend was sending postcards, these postcards. She went in the post office to get postcard stamps, and there were 3 other people in line to get postcard stamps. So, doing exactly the same thing. Yes, we're smack dab in a miracle. Yeah, smack dab in a miracle. Right here, right now in a miracle. I am in it right now, now I'm in it, yeah. Smack dab, yeah, in a miracle. Miracle and my neighbor from the back who has an Airstream. Mary Ellen, is that it?
Anya.
Anya? Anya. Well, good on you. And Anya just quit teaching. Like I did. Yeah, yeah. All right. Smack dab in America, yeah. Woo! Porch music. I think we've got all our postcards already written. I should have asked for more. I only asked for 25 addresses tonight. What you do is you ask for addresses, and they'll send you the addresses. And my friend shared her postcards because she's like, well, where do you get postcards? I said, I don't know, the Home Office Depot. But you know what? You can go down to the Democratic Party headquarters, and they have postcards. Postage paid.
Where is
And it is down on East 6th. East 6th, you know, but you don't have much time because we got to get these in the mail now, right? We gotta get on them tomorrow. Just put them right there, and I'll buy the stamps. And
Excellent, excellent. Can you hear us, Leanne?
I can.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we are going to launch into the announcements and whatnot, and then we are going to get back with you guys at 10 after the hour and be looking forward to hearing some more of that three-piece band. I mean, that's a real treat these days. So y'all hang on to your hats, hang on to your bowstrings, hang on to your all the accoutrements, and we'll be right back with you.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott.
You're very welcome. Thank you. So here's Kari Ramirez, my co-founder, partner in crime. We're so excited that you guys are here for another action-packed evening of the Zocalo Zoom. Kari, how's it going? Might be on.
Got it. Going great. Excited to be here. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Zoom. And also we're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube. So feel free to go to the pin post in the Envoy Way and Facebook and share that. We also have our Envoys for Humanity YouTube channel. And so we're live. We're here to talk all things North Carolina. So I'm going to do a little bit of postcarding business, and then we'll move on to the real show. So you know the drill. If you've been writing before, go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. If you need addresses at any time, we're going to put the links in the chat to get you addresses. Anytime you want to need addresses and you're outside of tonight, then you can go to envoysforhumanity.org/postcarding, and that will give you the link to request addresses, and then we will email you addresses and all the information that you need to get started. If you're writing with us today on Zoom, you can also click on the Click Training presentation if you're new to us. So thank you so much for joining, and we'll get all that stuff is in the link. If you have any questions, just reach out in the chat, and we are happy to help out with that. If you're not familiar with Zoom, just a quick tutorial really fast. If you hover down at the bottom, you're going to see a chat bubble, and that will get you the chat where you can communicate with all of us here on Zoom. And we will be muted for the majority of the time. And so this is virtual clapping in our new virtual reality world that we're living in right now. So a little more visual, swinging a towel, let's get crazy. So that's going to be our clapping. If you are by chance on Zoom and you are on your phone, you can tap the phone screen, little buttons pop up, and you hit the more button, and that can get you to the chat also. And so we want to use the chat for questions. We want to cheer on our guests. We want to cheer on each other and form and build this sense of community even when we're not together. So that's all the postcarding stuff. A couple of fun things that we have going on right now in the way of things that you can win, because we like to win things. Our first one is our writer recruitment. And so we right now are trying to get as many writers as possible to build this base, because we want to be able to get as many of these postcards out to these possibly purged voters in North Carolina. And our deadline is fastly approaching. You can online register in North Carolina by the 9th of October. And so we want to get those postcards out so they can get in the mail, so they can go online and they can register so they can vote in this upcoming election. So we need writers. We need as many writers as possible. And so we are doing a writer recruitment challenge. So if you refer people into our postcarding program, we keep track of that, and we are counting the number of referred, how many people are referred, and then the winner who refers the most people at the end on October 6th, we will crown a winner, and they'll get some fun prizes of hand-drawn postcards, which is really cool, by our resident artist, Sarah, and $25 gift card to Amazon to help out with more postcards, a roll of postcard stamps, and some erasable pens that are lifesavers. So it's really easy. You just send them to, again, envoysforhumanity.org/postcarding. And when they fill out the form, they're just going to put your name as a referral, and then you get credit for that. The other one that we're doing is we're doing a Powered by People fundraiser. And so Powered by People is an amazing organization in Texas that is working tirelessly to flip Texas blue. Think of the celebration we're going to have when all you guys out there that are watching in Texas goes blue. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing celebration. So we're trying to help to raise money so they can move into that final phase of get out the vote, because early voting in Texas does start on October 13th. And so not even is it just not even a fundraiser, but you can also win original artwork. And so one of our, a friend of Beto, who's an artist, he was gracious to donate a oil painting of Beto that he did. And also he made limited edition prints. And so we are raffling off the print and multiple prints, and then the final big drawing is going to be for the oil painting. So more information on our virtual events page. So if you go to envoysforhumanity.org, you can find out how to enter into that raffle drawing and win prizes. And then also Powered by People gets 100% of the proceeds that you donate. And so just a really great cause where you can win stuff, and Texas wins also. And then that means we all win. So those are the things that we have going on. If you, again, have any questions, you can always reach out to us. You can reach out on our website, or if you're in the Zoom, you can reach out in the chat, and happy to answer any questions. And so now let's get this party started. I'm going to hand it back over to Scott so we can get going. So thank you, guys.
So yes, Kari, thank you. And we have with us Judy Damron. And Judy has been just tearing it up as far as the recruitment goes. Kari mentioned the recruiting game. And Judy is going to share with us a few tips that she has for recruiting postcard writers and some other thoughts she might have. So Judy, how's it going there today in Dallas, Texas area? Let's see, whoops. Click that little red mic there in that left-hand corner, and you'll be good to roll with it. Well, it's not quite, we're still on mute. I think you can hear me. Right in that bottom left corner on your laptop, you'll see that little red mic. If you'll hover down there.
Okay, I was clicking on the wrong one. Sorry about that.
There you are.
Well, today was a
Well, we're having a little bit of trouble there with Judy's connection. What we're going to do, I think, Judy, can you hear us? We're not quite picking you up. What we might have you do is come back to you later in the evening.
Did that work?
Now we can hear you a little better for a second there.
You want to proceed, or do you want to wait?
Let's give it a shot.
Okay. I was just saying that I spent a beautiful day outside in my house writing postcards. And I wanted to tell a little bit of a story about how I
Yeah, we're breaking.
let me know.
We're breaking up again, Judy. What we might have you do is we'll get back with you later in the evening. We'll communicate with you behind the scenes here, and we'll probably have you get a little closer maybe to and test a different spot. So we're gonna go on into to Leeann and the team there. They're lined up and they are ready to rock us from outdoors, where we have got a live trio, which is a rare thing these days. So Leeann, sock it to us.
What key are we in? La la la, hey. Whoa. Sounds like a horn in the distance. What am I hearing? This would be good for a violin. Lover, don't you wanna come and go with me from the peaceful valley to the mountain top to see? I'm gonna let you take it because we're playing the same thing. Shining sparkle essence dancing through the cloud. You want to play violin? When the misty morning comes, she can't hear me. Come along and go with me. Yeah, yeah. Anya, if you want more love, give love. You want more peace, give peace. You want more joy, give joy. You want more dance, just dance with me. Yeah, yeah. Chair dancing with me. Oh, baby. Oh, when music feels the rhythm of the heartbeat now, as your breath goes in and out on the ocean of time. Yeah. Come on now, love, 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 love. Come on, go with me from the peaceful valley, yeah, to the mountaintop so we can see, yeah. If you want more love, give love. You want more peace, give peace. You want more joy, give joy. You want more dance, just dance. You want more love, give love. You want more peace, give peace. You want more joy, give joy. If you want more, what you want, what you want. I want a rhythm section and a violin player, an electric guitar, and maybe some flute. What else do we need? Anybody want to shake this apple? Who wants to shake this apple? Come on, shake this apple, baby. Shake the apple, shake the apple. Yeah, yeah. It's harder than it looks. And I got a heart. You can't get close to mic if you don't have really great rhythm.
Well, I do.
Stay right, well, let the violin player get in. You stand right over there. Stand over there. Right there. So the violin player can get in. She's right behind you. La 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 la. You want to try this one? It's hard to tell. Okay. Well, you are the mirror reflecting the light. All that you see, it comes from inside. Believe and receive and you'll get what you give. Actualize to really live. Want more love, give love. Want more peace, give peace. You want more joy, give joy. You want more dance, just dance. write postcards. You want more peace? Give peace. Whatever it is you want, you can get if you believe and work to receive the bountiful gifts of love. More love, more peace, more joy. You want love, give love. You want peace, give peace. You want joy, give joy. More joy! Yes, there you go. It's hard. Shake, rattle, and roll. Okay, let's do that. Arm in arm down the boulevard, they strolled as the evening stars winked down to see who's in love. Giggling and gazing at the world so amazing, like stardust had slipped from above. Such a beautiful couple, I remarked as I came up admiring their style. They offered their story of life and its glory as if I were their long lost child. Robbie and Mona, 62 years older. The last time they kissed, it was a night just like this, in the backseat of Robbie's new car. They parted the next day, never quite all the way. So sweet and completely, look what life brings. It's never too late for first love. They drifted apart, two ships in the dark, on adventures exploring the world. And he became a brave soldier, stronger and bolder, and she somebody's good girl. With family and friends, the story begins from the seeds planted deep in their hearts. And his time is a healer, it's a wheeler and it's a dealer. It's also a revealer of love. Robbie and Mona, 62 years older. That's pretty old. The last time they kissed, it was a night just like this, in the backseat of Robbie's new car. They parted the next day, never quite all the way. We need some waltzers in here. So sweet and completely, look what life brings. It's never too late for first love. Solo. Time's just about up on this Envoys. Robbie and Mona, 62 years older. There's still hope. The last time they kissed, it was a night just like this, an explosion of a remarkable spark. If they'd never gone there, they never would be right here in this front yard right now. so sweet and completely. Look what life brings. It's never too late for first love. Robbie and Mona.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you, Envoys.
Thank you so much, Leeann. It's just wonderful to have you and your team there, the home team, with us from the great outdoors. Where are you today? Whose home is that?
This is my home in South Austin, and I have a big space. I host frequent parties called a full moon barn dance. So a lot of these people they're barn dancers. We're chair dancers now, though. But so now we're in the front yard of the barn dance. We have a stage back here and a dance floor, and we do potlucks and big community gatherings where we can share ideas and build friendships.
Maybe we can do a round 2 in the yard here before it sometime in October.
That would be awesome. Let's do a round in October. Yeah, we'll do round 2 we can maybe even do it from the stage. So it'd be cool.
That would be very cool. Yes.
We'll tune into Lipbone.
Exactly. Well, you guys hold down the fort on the Austin front, and we love you, and we're so grateful that you are our musical host in these things these days, and we're in good hands. So thank you for driving that greeter bus for us.
He calls it Music Church, y'all. I love that. Thank you, Envoys, for your work.
You're very welcome. So we are going now to from Austin to North Carolina, where we are focused on North Carolina night. You got to love how the whole country is rallied behind Texas, and now we've pivoted over to North Carolina. We have so many envoys that have been so key to our success as Envoys for Humanity and Envoys for Beto before that, and that are in that North Carolina area. And Brandy Lewis is core to that. Tara Ewald is core to that. Phaedra is core to that. I don't know if they're all with us right now, but in any case, Lipbone is with us, and he is right there on the eastern edge, on the eastern end of North Carolina at the art farm. How's it going today, Lipbone?
It's doing pretty good. Hold on, let me turn some of that down. I didn't get a good sound check, so I hope I sound okay, if you can hear me all right and everything.
Yeah, your voice is coming through very nicely. I'm just
very good.
Looking around, try to pin your video up. Let's see. Does everybody see Lipbone now? Perfect.
Hey everybody, how are you?
Welcome back.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you guys all so much for doing such good work too. Hey, what's up, Susan? And yeah, I'm actually in North Carolina. This is my home state, and we're doing the best that we can to try to make it a good year here. And I realized I wore this elephant on my shirt, and it's not a political affiliation, it's a wildlife affiliation, just so anybody who's having kind of weird second thought, like about Lipbone, who knows. But it's like every good thing, somebody comes along and co-opts it for their own nefarious devices, so I'm trying to do the opposite right now. So
that's great. Yeah, the poor elephants.
Yeah, right. And I'm in my van tonight, so I'm actually there's all kinds of stuff going on at the art farm this weekend, so I got in my van. I've been up in the mountains. I've been all the way across the state this weekend, and this is my home, the beautiful Flying Machine. And so I'm kind of hanging out on this nice nippy night here that we have in eastern North Carolina. The moon is high and full in the sky, and the air is clear and the stars are bright.
Well, it sounds great, Lipbone. We can hear you very clearly there, and it looks beautiful with the setting. And we just like it that you're part of the team, and that you're back with us. And thanks to Phaedra for helping introduce us to you.
Hey, Phaedra. Thanks, Phaedra. Well, do you want to get started? I mean, what? Thank you.
Yeah, let's dive in. We're going to surrender, as I said to Shiny Ribs last week. We're ready to surrender to the flow.
I'm gonna play some postcard music. I've been doing a lot of watercolors myself lately, and I've been kind of journaling my life a little bit. It really helps. And these people are really lucky to get your postcards, by the way. I've seen a few. They're extremely beautiful. Beauty is the thing that will change the world, y'all. As if I ain't preaching to the choir. If you could be anything that you wanted, who would you like to be? With your star, then you already are. Better by far to be free. If you could fly through space and through time, beyond the moon, the stars, the sea, would you fly to a friend? Need some understanding. All you got to do is reach out your hand. Don't you know, we can make it. After all, just love with all your life. You can't go wrong. Oh, we can make it. After all, love with all your might. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. No, no, no. Can't go wrong. If you could ease the suffering of the world, seem like an impossible plan. Every woman, child, and man, you already can. All you gotta do, reach out your hand. Come on, y'all. We can make it. After all, love with all your might. Oh, we can make it. Oh, we can make it. After all, I said, ooh. Oh, we can make it. After all, love with all your might. I said, love with all your might. Oh, love with all your might. Love with all your might. You can't go wrong. And if you could be anything that you wanted, who would you like to be? Jazz. Hey, what's up, jazz hands? I love it. I'm gonna go through and see everybody real quick. Hey, how's everybody doing? Oh my God! Look, yes. Throw your hands in the air like you ain't got on any underwear, because I know some of y'all don't. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, it's okay. Just trying to be a little jokey tonight. I shouldn't do it. I need to be serious. I can see this is a real serious crowd. Okay, just kidding. Never mind. All right. But I have been slightly disturbed about what's all this stuff that's going on, and I'm a generally happy person, and I joke around a lot. So, but I've been kind of in this other thing, after I try not to listen to politics. I try not to watch the news, but it just seeps into my life. And I feel like at some point I just have to take some action. And as an artist, I don't know, this is all I know how to do, really. And in the middle of a quarantine where you don't really see a lot of people face to face. So this occurred to me the other day. These are the days of destruction. We've been here a time or two before, banging our heads against the walls till someone flips a light and opens up the door. What kind of world shall we leave our children? What kind of world shall we leave our children? Oh, I don't know. If we point guns at the heads of our children, let them go, let them go, let them run, let them run. The time is finally come to put down all the fighting, unclench our fists, open our hearts, open our hearts. And these are the days of destruction. We've been here a time or two before. Banging our heads against the walls till someone flips a light, opens up the door. Flip on the light, flip on the light, yeah, yeah. Flip on the light, flip on the light, yeah. The time is finally come to put down all the fighting, unclench our fists, open up our hearts. Even though these are the days of destruction, we've been here a time or two before, banging our heads against the wall till one of us flips a line and opens up the door. Y'all are some good stuff tonight. All right. All right. Let's do a little groove, man. How about that? Ooh. Back home, you got this situation. Gotta join the army if you want to get that education. Might be more bargain for. Every day we sending more money out the wall. Yeah. Still don't know what for. Back home, the graves are filled. Overseas, we're spending billion after billion. How can't get no job? Been getting that funny feeling, son. But if trying to rob people, separate us, keep us always at war. Somebody bound to hate you. Looking for a fight, got it. Yeah. Be waving that flag around so long night. Wonder why somebody shot it. All the killing comes from something strange. Y'all ain't nothing funny. Don't you know the answer? I can't tell you, honey. Just follow the money. Yeah, yeah, and a shame. Doing it in my name. Ooh, it's the same. Doing it in my name. And back home, we got this situation. Mama standing in line on baby's food and medication, but you can't take a little look outside your door. Every day we spending more money on the wall. Ooh. Where does all the killing come from? Something strange, yeah, but nothing funny. I don't know the answer. I can't tell you, honey. All I do is follow the money, 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 money. Ooh. Ain't it crying shame? Woo! Follow the money. Oh, you got me following the money. Yeah. Ain't it a shame, 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 shame. Doing it in my name. Yeah. And they're doing it in my name. Doing it in your name. Doing it in my name. And they're doing it in my name. Doing it, 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 doing it. I see you doing it, doing it. Nobody can do it the way you do it. Nobody can do quite like you. I know everybody's got a question, and I can just about guess the answer might be, oh, what's that? You don't feel it? Listen to me. It's right funny. They say love is the answer for world peace. I call you love is the answer for world peace. You know love is the answer. Yes, it is. I mean, love is the answer. Everybody do it like you do. Woo! Yeah. I hear that people pray for their leaders because they need it the most. Oh, dropping bombs on each other, Lord, they don't count the costs. Teach them a lesson, y'all. They can't see. As long as somebody dropping bombs on somebody, ain't nobody really free. Yeah, but you know love is the answer for world peace, world peace. You know love, you know love. You know people get ready, get ready. Freedom is coming, it's a tricky thing. You like it, I like it, yeah. Oh, you gotta find the light. I told you freedom is a tricky little thing, y'all. Everybody know I got like it. And it's a friend of mine, it's a friend of mine, it's a friend of mine. Ain't nothing in this world gonna keep your light from shining on, yeah. Can your body shine on? Can everybody shine on? And everybody shine on, shine, shine it, shine, baby, love. Woo, 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 woo. Woo. You know love answer for world peace, world peace. You know love answer for world peace, world peace. You know love answer for world peace, world peace. You know love answer. You know love, 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 love. Woo! How's the postcards going out there, y'all? You doing all right? Most beautiful postcards in the world being made tonight. I know it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Woo! I can feel it. Come right here to North Carolina. Come on, y'all. Woo! And love is the answer for world peace, y'all. And love is the answer. I said, oh. It's too small in here to activate my bubble machine, but maybe not. Hold on. I got a miniature analog bubble machine right here, though. Let's see what happens. That's better. Doesn't that feel better, y'all, when you blow some bubbles? You should try it sometime. It just really brings out the best in everybody, quite honestly. All right. I think we need smile when you say that. Yeah. Who doesn't love bubbles? Bubbles galore. A few years ago, I went down to Santiago, Chile. I don't know if anyone's ever been down there before, but I took this plane and I flew all night. When I landed in Santiago, the big airport, I looked out the window as we were taxiing towards the arrival gate. I saw the Andes Mountains. And then I look out the other side of the plane, and this motion caught my eye, and it was about 30 or 40 stray dogs, and they were running right beside the airplane. Now, these weren't those pedigree dogs, you know, these were like poodle heads, dachshund legs, Doberman pinscher bodies, schnauzer tails, and hot dog lips. You know, they were doing it, though. They were keeping time with that plane as we taxied towards their arrival gate. And they were sniffing around the tires. One of them even lifted their leg to the luggage. I know, no manners at all, but hey, it's his town. What could I do? And I thought, well, maybe it's not a bad life to be a dog on the street. In Santiago, 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 Santiago. Let you get it. I'm a dog on the streets of Santiago. Once had a home, now I'm straight. Towns I run along with my compañeros. Freedom is a struggle. I don't want it any other way. Santiago, ooh, in Santiago, Santiago, Santiago. Now y'all check this out. Mama was a purebred. Woo, she lived the life. She had fences and family. She was a rich poodle's wife. But then she fell in love with daddy's one floppy ear. And one night just hopped the fence. Hey, that's how I am here. Born in a trash, built behind La Moneda, just on the rough line. Since I was a pup. Mama said, welcome to your life, kid. Make the most of it. You got nothing to lose, never give up. Good luck, baby, good luck. In Santiago, ow, Santiago, yeah, Santiago, Santiago. That's right, you ready? You ready to do some howling? All right. I tell you, Lipbone Redding, friend of the dogs. That's right. The moon is the guardian of all lost children, and music, music, music. That's what warms up the night. And here on the corner, you know what we do here on the Zoom chat room? Here in Zoom chat room, we howl at the moon. Yep. For all who are lonesome tonight and all that is right, let me hear you sing. Ow! I can see you, and I see you're not howling. Don't make me do it again. Are you ready? You got to do it with me. I want to see your picture, and I want to see you go. Ow! Ready? The moon is the guardian of all the lost children. And music, sweet music, that's what warms up the night. And here, by the light of this full moon, we howl at the moon. For all who are lonesome tonight and all that is right, let me hear you say, oh, that's good. Santiago, Santiago, oh yeah, Santiago, Santiago. You see, I'm a dog on the streets of Santiago. Once had a home, but now I'm straight. Times I run alone with my compañeros. Freedom is a struggle, y'all. I don't want it any other way. In Santiago, Santiago, that's it. Santiago, 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 ow, Santiago, Santiago.
Yeah. So nice to have you for 2 big old sets tonight, Lipbone.
Thank
Bubbles.
you. It's good to be here. It's great to be here. I'm glad I can help out my home state of North Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. And for those of you that don't know, Lipbone is I know that you just took a little vacation, am I right?
Yeah, I just went up to the mountains this weekend, and it did rain all weekend here, and then it got cold, which is good. I'm happy about that.
Nice.
So,
well, I was just going to say that you tend to do a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday streaming event that I think
yes.
Everybody would enjoy. You know, the Friday night, am I right that it's more kind of like a little bit more like campfire song night or something like,
yeah,
you know,
I call it the love stream. Yeah. I call it the love stream. It's quieter, more, and I read poetry and I do kind of stuff like that. It's more for the quiet time. It's like 11 o'clock on a Friday night. And then Saturday at 7 p.m. that's Shelter Jam. And we kind of do a big dance party for that one. And then Sunday is there's my friend Karen on there. Friday night private flight, the love stream. That's Friday night. And then Saturday's Shelter Jam. And then Sunday I do at 4 p.m. Eastern time, I do a meditation. It's like with music. So it lasts about an hour, and it's just about an hour where you can just relax and go into kind of that place where you give yourself permission to take deep breaths and just travel on the sound waves.
Nice. You know, last week we did a little mindful moment, or actually last week, it's all running together. That was actually Tuesday this week. And we did a mindful moment. We had our friend Robin Donaldson on, who last night, by the way, we had on for another event, which I'm really tempted to tell everybody about, the All In Fight for Democracy program that is on Prime and other places, showing how we have been just absolutely railroaded for years, especially through the Jim Crow years and now through the Shelby decision with the Voter Rights Act being stripped of all its teeth. But in any case, I digress. Robin is also a wonderful yoga teacher and mindfulness advocate, and as well as an activist and organizer. And she did a mindful moment with us last week. And so, yeah, you know, I'm being a coach myself, I have a real interest in encouraging people to use sensory observation to displace counterproductive distractions, and that we can do that at any moment out on the fly, out in the street. You know, you catch yourself getting anxious or about what's going to happen, or frustrated about what just happened, and you observe those senses for just a few seconds, and it's like a little reset switch if you can just remember to do it, you know. And you have any thoughts about how to kick that in out on the fly?
Yeah, sure. I focus on breath, and usually when you're stressed out or you have a moment where, let's say you're in an argument or somebody wants to argue with you, the best thing to do is just stop and take a deep breath, and then hold it for a second, count to 4, and let it go. And there's a really easy exercise you can do. It's so easy. You might have heard of it before. It's called a box breath or box breathing. And you just inhale for 4, hold it for 4, exhale for 4, hold it out for 4.
Nice.
And that's it. Yeah, that's a really good tool for any situation, even if you're a little stressed out at the end of your work day or something like that. Or
well, let's touch base on that again. Maybe we can go through a little group exercise here as we wind down over the course of the second set, and we'll get back with you shortly. Right now, we are super lucky to have in the digital Zocalo with us tonight one Colonel Moe Davis, candidate for United States Senate in North Carolina's 11th district. And it's my honor to get to introduce Moe, and I'm coming over to you right now, Moe, and see if we can pin you up. See, you've got your guitar there. How's it going today?
Going well, thanks. It's a real pleasure to be with you. And Lipbone, I really enjoyed I caught the last 15 minutes or so. I really enjoyed it. You're obviously far more talented than I am. I made the mistake of letting my campaign manager, Graham, who's on here as well, saw a picture of me in high school years ago when I used to play a lot. And the next thing I knew, I was booked for a 30-minute set at the Depot up in Marshall. And my repertoire is very limited, but now I'm doing another 30-minute set at One World Brewing here in Asheville on Sunday afternoon. So
oh, you might open up a can of worms there. We're gonna want to talk you into a song if you're not careful.
Oh no, it's not pretty. People will be logging off. But, hey, thanks for having me. It's and thank you to all the work you're doing. I want to say thank you to everybody for the work you're doing. It really matters. You know, I'm 62 years old, and throughout my life, every time there's an election, somebody says this is the most important election ever. This one is, because we've got to decide as a country if we want to continue to be a democracy. And that's one reason I got into the race. I spent 25 years in the military and another 5 or 6 years working in the federal government. And I've got too much invested to watch the country go down the drain. And that's the path we're on. So I figured if I wasn't going to do it, who was? And, a year ago at this time here, the North Carolina's 11th congressional district is the 17 Western counties. The most, in my view, I may be biased, but I think the most beautiful 17 counties in North Carolina with the most gorgeous mountains. I took it for granted that living in this area until I joined the military and saw the rest of the world. And I realized how lucky I am to be from North Carolina and from these mountains. So this area was heavily gerrymandered at this time last year. And if you know, our courts in November ordered the legislature to redraw the boundaries. And Asheville had been split down the middle. I was talking to some students from UNC Asheville the other night, and a young lady was saying that her freshman year in her dorm room, she had the bed on the right. So she was in the 11th congressional district, but her roommate had the bed on the left, and she was in the 10th congressional district. I mean, that's how arbitrary this was. And now that Asheville and Buncombe County are put back together and in the 11th congressional district, it's still a Republican leaning district. But let me just highlight the importance of the work you're doing. This district still leans red by 6 or 7 points. And in July, when we first did polling, I was 2 points behind to my opponent, who's an alt-right, Nazi cozy, 25-year-old multimillionaire who's never had a job. And we were 2 points down. And there are over 500 volunteers that are working with the campaign and texting and doing phone banking and putting up signs and all the hard work that it takes to run a campaign. So in July, we were 2 points behind, and we just finished polling on Friday. And we've gone from 2 down to 4 up. So we are really excited out here in Western North Carolina to have an opportunity to put a Democrat in Mark Meadows' chair. So, the other side, Trump's been here, Trump Jr.'s been here. Last week, they brought in the big guns, Diamond and Silk are here. And they're doing all they can to prop up my opponent. But thanks to the hard work of folks like you, we're winning. And 33 days to go. We can't do what we did in 2016. We got complacent and we coasted to the finish, and we've been living with the results. So we got to keep sprinting all the way to the finish 33 days from now, and we can win this. Another bit of good news in our polling that we did, again, this is a Republican leaning district. Our polling shows Joe Biden up 2 points in this district. And I think if he's up 2 out here in Western North Carolina, it bodes well for the state as a whole. So I'm really thrilled. On the ballot, it's Joe Biden, then Cal Cunningham, and then me, and then Roy Cooper. And I'm thrilled to be batting third in that lineup. So we're going to win this thing, and we're going to do it because of folks like you. So thank you for the work you're doing, and for North Carolina and for the country and for our democracy. And together, we're going to have better days ahead of us.
Yeah, well, we're as I said at the beginning, it might have been before you came on, or maybe you did catch this part. We have a number of envoys who are in your state. We're distributed across the country, and I see Tara waving. I know Phaedra is out there, and Brandy is with us, and they have all been just critical team players, and we are, our heart is with the North Carolinians from across this organization. I'm in California, Kari's in California. This is where we founded Envoys for Beto, which pivoted into Envoys for Humanity on November the 2nd of last year after he pulled out. But I would like to just, for some of the folks across the country, I mean, hearing you talk, it makes me want to just get in the car and come out there and be on the ground, but I know that's, I've got a job to do here that's going to be more valuable virtually, but tell us a little bit more, just so people can hear a little more of your story. I know that you took on the Bush administration during the Guantanamo hearings, and that you had a place on the court, and that you also have education as an educator experience. So you've got such a deep range of experience. How do you position yourself, to highlight your strengths when you have so many strengths? Yeah.
Well, listen, I wish you could come here. I mean, if you came to Western North Carolina, I think you'd end up staying. I've described when I'm doing, making phone calls at folks that have never been here. I describe Asheville as the Berkeley of the Blue Ridge. If you picked up Berkeley, flew it across the country, dropped it in the Appalachian Mountains, you've got Asheville. It's a very artsy, accepting, progressive, wonderful place. We're a little disappointed. We rank number 2 in the country in breweries per capita. We trail Portland, Maine, but we're working hard to take that away from them. But if you ever get a chance to come here to Western North Carolina, you won't find a prettier place. Our waterfalls, our mountains, our rivers, it's just a gorgeous, we have the most visited national park in the country is Great Smoky Mountain National Park. And our Blue Ridge Parkway has more visitors than Yosemite, the Grand Canyon, and Yellowstone combined. So it's beautiful country. But I think one of the things folks wanted here, Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump did really well here in 2016. And I think what people here want is somebody that's going to not be beholden to the party, but is going to go and do what's right and fight for them. And as you mentioned, I was the chief prosecutor at Guantanamo during the Bush administration. I resigned over the issue of torture. When I was ordered to use evidence obtained by torture, I said, not me, I quit. And then I went to work for Congress. And in 2009, when the Obama administration began to backpedal on closing Guantanamo, I wrote an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal that was critical of the administration. I got fired. And I spent the next 6 years in federal court fighting the Obama administration over free speech for government employees. So I've got a record of having fought Republicans and Democrats when it's the right thing to do. And I think that's what people in this district want. Somebody that's not going to be beholden to a party, but it's going to go to do what the district needs. And we're behind here. Nationwide, 92% of Americans have access to broadband. And we have counties here where it's less than 50%. So a lot of our folks can't do what we're doing right now because they don't have that capability. But so my pledge has been to go to Washington and fight for this district and get us into the 21st century and do what's right, not just for Democrats, but for Republicans and unaffiliated voters, because all of us out here in Western North Carolina, we're behind in healthcare, we're behind in broadband, we're high in poverty. And I think green technology is our path forward. North Carolina ranks number 2 in the country in solar energy production behind California. And my wife and I, we built our house. We've been here 12 weeks. We put in solar. Last month, we made as much power as we used. So I think green technology is our path forward here in Western North Carolina. And I want to go to Congress and fight to make that happen.
How many electoral votes do y'all have there in North Carolina?
13, right? After it's pretty clear, we have not done a good job here on the census, but clearly we're going to get at least one more seat next year. Potentially we could have 2, but I just don't think our census count's going to get us there. But we're going to add one more seat and redraw the boundaries. That's why we need to vote all the way down the ballot. We need Democrats with blue pens drawing the boundaries next year, not the Republicans with red pens, because that's how we ended up with the young ladies that, depending on which side of the dorm room you're in 2 different congressional districts.
Right. Well, with your military history combined with your real authentic kind of independent kind of objective view that tends to transcend parties, how are you? Where have you been in the Veterans Affairs wrangles and some of the veteran issues that folks have faced with the VA and not getting their health care and how, any insight for us on how that's all playing out? It sounds like you would have some for us.
Yeah, And yeah, that's a big issue here. One of the questions I'm asked is, what committees would I like to serve on? I was the head of the Foreign Affairs, Defense and Trade Division at Congressional Research Service, and we provided advice and assistance to 8 committees in the House and 8 in the Senate. And so I've testified a couple of times. I've written legislation and helped mainly with the Armed Services committees. But here in Asheville, there's a VA hospital about a mile from where I'm sitting. That's where my dad was a 100% disabled veteran of World War II. And my earliest memories are a half a century ago coming with him to the VA hospital. And I'm a disabled veteran. That's where I go now. And we're fortunate. Our VA hospital here in Western North Carolina, if it's not the best in the country, it's one of the best. And so I want to get an assignment I hope to get on the Veterans Affairs Committee, because, the other side wants to privatize every aspect of life and make money off of it, whether it's schools or prisons or veterans health care, now the post office. And there's 65,000 veterans in my district. There's 700,000 people. So about one every 11 or 12 folks are veterans, and they love the VA. And so I want to make sure that we get full funding and we keep our commitments to veterans. And again, I think, a lot of the veterans are Republicans, but I'm getting a lot of support from them because they want to make sure that we preserve the VA and that they get the health care that they were promised.
Do you think that this so-called president has done enough damage to the support of the military, that it's true that the military is distinctly swinging towards the blue side of the equation?
Yeah, I just saw a poll that I think it was Military Times did that showed that a majority of currently serving troops are voting for Biden, which is a really good sign. I mean, traditionally, the military tends to skew more to the right. I think, a lot of folks, the assumption people make about all military folks being conservative, is, that stereotype doesn't fit. There are a lot of us that are progressive. I think being progressive and being a patriot are not mutually exclusive. And this president is one of the reasons, again, I got into the race is someone who spent my life in the military and national security. The damage we've done around the world, with our alliances that we spent decades building. And the one that really appalls me is abandoning the Kurds in Syria. They fought and died for us fighting ISIS, and then we turned our backs on them. So I don't know that I'll live long enough to see us undo the damage we've done, but we've got to start. Yeah. And I think Joe Biden, the world leaders know Joe Biden. I think folks are exhausted from the last 3.5 years of constant turmoil. Every morning you wake up and you think it can't get worse, but it does. And I think a return to normal, some boredom, I think would be welcome. So I think putting Joe Biden in office and beginning to I don't know if you saw the poll recently, Pew Research had a poll of around the world, people, their impression of America. And I think the high watermark was South Korea. And I think it was like a 26% approval rating. So we've done a lot of damage and we've got to try to fix it, and we got to get started. But this president is, it still amazes me when I go to the VA, a lot of vets, support Trump. And it's like he's everything that the military's not, beginning with accepting responsibility. He has never taken responsibility for anything he's ever done. And the fact that we hold an 18-year-old recruit that reported today for basic training is held to a higher standard than the commander-in-chief is just wrong. Accountability starts at the top, and we're letting the troops down having a commander-in-chief like the one we got now.
Well, you mentioned the Kurds, and that's an issue that's near and dear to my heart. Something that I've followed for decades, and I've been astounded at Rojava and what a progressive community they were trying to build there on the northern section of Syria, and how far they had come, and how that was just completely obliterated overnight. Do you think the Kurds are ever going to have a shot at having their own country over there?
Yeah, it'd be nice to think that they will. I mean, they suffered heavily under Saddam, in northern Iraq. And, for a long time, we kind of sat quietly and let that happen and didn't do a whole hell of a lot about it. And then with Syria, I know for a lot of troops that served over there, it really bothers them. bothered them, that, these are folks that stood shoulder to shoulder with us, and we walked away from them. So they certainly deserve a lot better treatment than they've gotten from America over the last decade or two. And like I said, I want to get to Washington and try to work on restoring our reputation around the world, that we're reliable and dependable, and that when we make a commitment, we keep it.
Well, I'm curious if any of our North Carolinians have any questions, or if anybody has any questions, but just to narrow it down a little bit, anything on your mind over there, Tara or Brandy or Phaedra, whoever else is with us from North Carolina, I'm not sure. Such a great, Tara, I see you raising your hand, and it's always so nice to hear what you have to say. Can you shine some light on Moe Davis for us?
I don't know if I can shine any light, but one of the things that we just learned today is that, we've been doing these phone banks to try to cure ballots for the mail-in. And we actually just got the word today that in Mecklenburg County, we are now going to canvass to cure the ballots. So I was wondering if you guys have been doing any lit drops, if you've thought at all about whether or not you're going to be able to canvass, if you guys are comfortable. I don't know what your numbers are like in Asheville. I'm down in Charlotte, so it's a bit different here, I think. But just what you guys think as far as like your plan to win, and how you see that unfolding for you.
Yeah, like I said, we're really encouraged. Our polling showed that a lot of people have already voted.
Mm-hmm.
Folks are concerned about their vote being counted.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of folks, I can tell you, having been in the military and lived in a variety of different states, North Carolina makes it relatively easy to vote compared to some other places. Here we have no excuse early or absentee ballots. When I lived in Virginia, there were like 12 specific reasons that you could vote absentee, and you had to sign and certify that you were telling the truth on why you couldn't go in person. So North Carolina makes it relatively easy to vote by absentee. And a lot of folks are doing that right now with the concerns about COVID-19, which has really made, I've never run for office before, and it was a challenge to begin with. But when you throw a pandemic on top of that, it makes it a real challenge. And we've tried to be responsible. My opponent's still having big events. With Dan Forrest, who's running for governor here in North Carolina, it's just totally irresponsible. He sued Governor Cooper over Governor Cooper's, COVID-19 restrictions. And it's, to me, if you're in public office, job one is not putting public health at risk to try to win that office. So, and then early voting starts 2 weeks from today, in-person early voting, which is what I plan to do. So what I did in the primary is pretty simple. There, at least here in Buncombe County, there are a variety of different spots, and it's fairly easy to do. And then on election day, a lot of Republicans like to vote on election day, more so than Democrats. I think our polling showed that the folks that voted early, about 75% were Democrats. Mm-hmm. So in North Carolina, and I forget the name, there's a website where you can check if you send your ballot in, it'll show that it's been received by your Board of Elections, and then it'll show it's been accepted so that your vote counts. And here in North Carolina, if there's a discrepancy with your ballot, your Board of Elections will notify you and give you a chance to cure the defect, which some other states, like you've seen Pennsylvania, where they have the double envelope system, and folks that are mailing in ballots without putting it in the security envelope before putting it in the mailing envelope, they're not going to count them. So North Carolina, I think, does a pretty good job of making it, despite the, our Republican Party here has done, lie, cheat, and steal, whatever it takes to retain power. But I trust our Board of Elections that they're doing a diligent job to try to get every vote counted.
Yeah. Well, thank you for serving by running for office, and we were an Air Force family as well.
Oh,
so
great.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that idea that somehow or another the right has the market cornered on on being progressive and being in the military is something that is erroneous and needs to have light shined on it. So thank you so much for what you're doing with regards to that. We've been working with somebody who was in the special ops and went on to found a very progressive tech company in Austin by the name of Civitech, and they're making it a lot more affordable for people at the lower echelons of public office to afford to coordinate their campaigns more effectively. So the right hand is talking to the left, and he brings a lot of what he learned in the military to play in that. He's also an epidemiologist. Name is Jeremy Smith, CEO of Civitech. So I encourage you as as somebody in the business to keep an eye on that company, because they're very competitive in terms of providing a really robust range of services for a very small amount of money. But in any case, any parting thoughts for us, Moe?
No, I'll just encourage you to 33 more days. I know it's coming up fast, but we need to keep running full speed to the finish line and bring this thing home and put our country back on the right track and do better. We need to be the United States, not the disunited States. And I'm optimistic. I hope I'm not being Pollyanna about this whole thing, but I'm really optimistic that November 3rd, we're going to turn a new page and start a new chapter, and we're going to do better. And you folks are helping to make that possible. So thank you so much for the time and energy that you're putting into this. It really matters.
Well, we're very mindful of who we're focusing on there in North Carolina, and trying to make sure that we're doing it right and doing it with integrity, and at the same time making sure that anybody who's been taken off the rolls that doesn't know that they've been taken off the rolls, gets a reminder they better check that thing. So we're going to keep that up all the way as far as we can.
Hey, Scott, can I just want to pop in real quick. So Mo, just so you know, we started this initiative to reach out to possibly purged voters in North Carolina just a few days ago. And I just got word from my data team that we have sent out over almost 14,000 postcards to these unregistered voters. And I see a lot of them in Asheville going out. And so it's been so heartwarming and incredible to see the outpouring of support all over the country to support North Carolina, knowing that it's such a critical battleground state, to get the administration out and all of us winning the White House. And so it's been really cool. We were advertising that we were going to be writing for North Carolina a couple days before, and people were just like, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? So we're here to support you and to support your great state. One day I'm going to visit, and just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for your service. And I love your story of how you just got involved, because if not you, who else is going to do it? And I think that's a really important message to share to everybody that, doesn't know what to do, whether it's getting involved by volunteering or running for office. It's, if you don't do it, who's going to do it? And just jump in and do something. And then you're never going to know where it's going to lead you. So Mo, thank you so much for being here tonight. Absolutely.
Hey, you're all invited. When the pandemic's over, come to Asheville. I'll buy you a great IPA. You can enjoy the beauty of the mountains here, and we'll hook you up with a realtor, and you can stay.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready for that. Yes, yeah. We'll take you up on that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, folks. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Right on. Well, that was so cool, everybody. And that, combined with Lipbone and having all of our North Carolina team supporting us so much, supporting Envoys so much, and helping us get the kind of eyes and ears that we've needed to succeed with this outreach. We must be around 50,000 postcards sent all in all now. When you combine what we did in Texas and now what we've done in only 1 week in North Carolina. So so everybody keep recruiting those writers, and who knows where we might take this thing. Kari, you want to, any last thoughts before we bring Lipbone back on?
I didn't know if we wanted to go to Judy or not, because she moved places and logged out, or do we want to wait until the end?
Well, I'm not sure on Lipbone's schedule there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see if we can get with her at the end, so that we're already running over into the time that we talked about with Lipbone.
Okay, perfect. Okay. That was it. That was amazing. that was really cool. So thank you to Moe and his team for being here tonight. And for me personally, it just kind of adds that personal touch as I'm writing these postcards to hear from Moe and just knowing that we're supporting all our friends out there in North Carolina.
Exactly. And Lipbone has got the ambiance going.
Oh yeah. All right.
Bubbles.
Lipbone, that was so cool hearing from your man Moe there.
I know. I was in Marshall this weekend. I know that place he's talking about called the Depot, and yeah, he's a cool guy. I really I wasn't familiar with him before tonight, and that's why I'm really happy about being able to be here. So
well, the way he had that guitar behind him with the pick in it, I mean, I didn't want to be pushy.
He should have had it in front of him, man. He should have had it in front of him.
I didn't want to be pushy, man, but I really wanted to be a little pushier, and I don't know. He was so engaging, so I let him off the hook without putting him on the spot again.
No, he's doing good work, because Asheville is a really troublesome area for that gerrymandering stuff. I mean, if you know anything about the politics here in North Carolina, it's sketchy, man.
Brandy's been keeping us in line with the reality on the ground. Yeah. Well, man, we love you and what you do, and so we're ready to surrender to the flow.
More music. Okay, here we go. You ready? I think I'll do a little more urgent postcarding music right now. Your lines and your strokes will get a little broader and darker now. Your words will become more meaningful. There may be a little jiggle when you shuffle your feet. Just go with the beat, y'all. Where's my reunion people out? I said it was Friday night and the band was hot. Out on the dance floor together and shot. My big mama started singing to me. Singing so hot, this is not me to believe. So I said, too much boogie. Too much boogie. Too much boogie. My boogie won't work no more. Oh, out in the pines, people down dancing, singing, drinks, wine, right on the ground. Oh, when I start squirming around, I feel too much boogie. You got too much boogie. Too much boogie. Your boogie won't work no more. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, now seeing me in little butt tent. It was getting hot in there. I had to make me a vent, so I opened up a flap to give me some air. The next thing everybody goes, get back in here. I said, too much boogie. You got too much boogie. You got too much boogie. The boogie won't work no more. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. on Tuesday morning, baby said so long, and I'm still hearing colors when I wrote this song. Ah, don't you cry, don't shed a tear. Don't y'all know I'll be back next year for 2 bucks boogie. 2 bucks boogie. 2 bucks boogie. Till your woogie won't work no more. Come on, y'all. I said work that boogie. I said work that boogie. I said work your boogie. Work that boogie. Work that boogie till your woogie won't work. Come on now. Come on, y'all. I said work that boogie. I said work that boogie. Work that boogie. Work that boogie. Work that boogie till your woogie won't work. No. Oh, come on, Woogie. Come on, don't give up on me now. Oh, you can do it. You can pull through. Come on. Woogie, come on, don't let me down. You're doing it. Come on, you're doing it. Doing it now. Work that boogie till you woogie won't work no more. Oh, man, that calls for some bubbles. Nice, refreshing bubbles. Oh, yeah. There we go. I just got to keep the postcarders happy. That's all. Well, maybe we should play a nice smooth something for you guys. It's the definition of drama, right? Contrast. A few years ago, I put out an album called Beautiful, Return of the Beautiful. And it was in my beautiful flying machine. And I was touring all over the world, all over the country, and driving this thing. It's a 2015 Ford Transit. And that's where I am tonight. I'm in here. And I wrote this whole series of songs. And this is one of the songs I wrote in somebody's driveway in San Rafael, California. Well, I know a bird. She feathers her dreams. One day, her nest fell apart at the seams. She built a house where the dream was stuck. Each stone that she placed there with the tears and the blood of her broken heart. She swore she'd not go on. One dark night, she found wings and flew away at dawn. Oh, yeah. We are all refugees and vagabonds. Refugees and vagabonds. And we all just want place and time of our own. Just somewhere to hang this old hat upon. It's all an illusion, yeah, 'cause we're only here for a moment, but then we are gone, and we've got to keep traveling on. So let no broken heart peg you to the ground. Find your wings right now and fly away. Don't out. We are all refugees and vagabonds. Yeah. Refugees and vagabonds. Refugees and vagabonds. Oh, yes. Keep on moving. Glad you guys like it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I want to do this one for you though. I really dig a groove. So just a boy, but I'm a soldier on the border in my country's endless war. Scattered all the sons and daughters, and my mother and my father. Hey, I've not heard from them at all. Though the days pass and the nights are long. Ooh, ooh. There is so much that I'm not meant to understand. This village bird is whipping in my hand. Oh yeah, let the rhythm of the rocks keep talking to me. The sound of the cricket in the bushes keep singing and singing and singing and singing. Ooh, and that moon keeps shining, doesn't it? 'Cause I am more than a child of water. 'Cause I am more than a child of water. To all your masterminds of hatred, you must be mistaken. Think I don't remember, think your children want to awaken. Oh, the rhythm and the rocks keep talking to us. And the stars in the sky keep wheeling and singing my name. Yeah. And the birds in the trees keep talking to me and they say, cause I'm more than a child of wine. Cause I am more than a child of wine. That's it. All right. And then I sing for you, and hope my song is sweet and clear, yeah. And then I sing for all of those who could not make it here. Morning come for me, tell them all that I'm gone, gone, gone. Down another road. Cause I'm more than a child of wine. You are more, you are more. You're more, you are more. You are more. What did you say, the Subway song? Okay. Okay, I can do it. I'll do it. Here. Oh, 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 14, 8, and well, you know, I first got my start. I was fresh out of North Carolina. I had to get all the way up to New York, big city of dreams, and everything in New York ain't always what it seems, right? You might get food if you come from out of town, but I'm down by law, and now I know my way around. But it wasn't like that in the beginning. But I had this here guitar, right? And I found myself making music on the subway. And I had this guitar case and I painted Pegasus, mighty winged stallion of the gods. And people would come by and throw some money in there. And the train would come down the track like and pull in the station and go, bong, bong, stand clear for closing doors, please. Bong, bong. That was my stop. Number 6 train uptown side at Spring Street. Bong, bong, stand clear for closing doors, please. Bong, bong. You know what I'm talking about there, don't you, Brooklyn? Greenville, North Carolina, I go to Rocky Mountain. That's where I catch the Amtrak train. I got sky-high hopes and open eye scopes. I had earth all over my face. That's right. I said, Mama, up in New York City, greatest place to be unless you're out of your head. Little country style, little running wild. Woo! Look what happened to your mama's baby child. Bum, bum. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Well, the new wheels off. Time wears on and on, mama. My roots are showing through. Yes, they do. Nobody cares about where you come from. It's all about what they're going to get out of you. Yeah, that's how it is. Up in New York, New York. Yeah, greatest place to be unless you're out of your head. Little country style. You're running wild. Look what happened to your mama's baby child. Stand clear of closing doors, please. I must have heard that 100 times a night. 5 nights a week. At least 3 years of my life. And you know, I was on a spiritual journey. I know I was on a spiritual quest. Looking for my spirit guide. As we all do. Whether you know it or not. And sometimes when you're not looking, that's when your spirit guide shows up. Mine showed up one night, you know, uptown side of Spring Street. Number 6 train stopped down at Soho. It was a rainy night. And this dude gets off the train. Stand clear of closing doors, please. Dressed in leather from head to toe, and he walks up to my case, looks at it, looks at me, opens his mouth and says, I said, hey man, you're gonna have to move on down the line now. This is my spot. I said, oh, okay, you will be like that. Maybe we can collaborate. So he started doing a little dance as I'm playing music. The train comes in. Stand clear, closing doors and all that. And I thought maybe I better throw something in there too, right? And I went, he went, beep, 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 beep. He went, bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow. And I looked up, he was doing that funky Mongolian goat herder dance. And I jumped in with him. We started. Train came. He jumped on it, drove off into the night. Stand clear, closing doors, please. And that's the way it happened. be your mama's baby, baby child. Boom, boom. Stand clear of closing doors, please. Boom, boom. Right on, y'all, right on. What do you think? We got time for one more? Or how we doing? Maybe, right? One more, right? One more? All right. I'm really happy you guys are thank you. Thanks, Holly. I really am happy that you guys are coming together for the North Carolina thing. It really means a lot. This is a state that's traditionally, you know, people lately have been saying, ooh, North Carolina, ooh, man, I don't know if I want to be there. And I'm always thinking, you know, this state it's just as much, you know, blue as it is red. So it always takes just a few extra votes to tip it one way or the other. So that's why I feel like this is so important what you guys are doing. If we could just get a few extra votes on, you know, on the side of the righteous here, we can make something really beautiful happen in this state. So thank you very much for giving all your effort. And I have to say love, because I know you guys are doing it for love. And as we all are, we just want it to be, just want the world to be a better place. This is a song about empathy, because I feel like that's the thing that's missing. So many of these arguments and differences of opinion wouldn't happen if everyone just tried to cultivate their empathy a little bit. Some people are cruel. They don't know how to love. Somewhere down the line they've been abused. But you're so lucky because you know how to love. You can walk a mile in someone else's shoes. You don't have to hide it. Feel it down deep inside. Let your light come shining through. Oh, oh, oh. And we all want to follow that star to become who it is that we really are. Go on and reach for the promise you're dreaming of. I know everybody wants to be loved. Some people are cool, oh yeah, they never make a mistake. No matter what they do, they can never be wrong. But I see you so lucky, cause you know how to make a mistake, yeah. You pick yourself up, you keep on moving on, yeah. You don't talk about it, but you can't live without it. Let your light come shining through. Oh, 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 oh. And we all want to follow that star to become who it is that we really are. Go on. everybody, 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 everybody. Woo! Oh, shut up. All right now. You know that we all want to follow that star. Yes, indeed. To become who it is that you really are. Go on, go on, go on and reach for the promise you've been dreaming of. Oh, and everybody, 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 come on now. Everybody, 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 I'll be here. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, yeah. Don't you know that everybody, everybody, everybody wants to be loved.
Yay. Whoa, 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 whoa. We were so in the flow. That was amazing. And we, from Santa Cruz to Asheville to points to the north, New York, we were all one with you in the moment, in the flow. Thank you so much,
Right
Lipbone.
on. It's my pleasure. You guys are awesome. You're amazing. And thank you so much for all your hard work.
Well, I mean, we've got this is really a cool experiment we have going on. And when you are with us, we go places that are, kind of where I dreamed we might go. And we have our art director there tonight, Maya Lewis, coming in. She's sitting in as our art director tonight. We also
Hey, Maya. Thank you, Maya.
She had a request, and you were so cool to go with that flow. And then there we have our dance director, who is always in charge of dance direction, and that would be one Holland Carter, who we love and cherish as well. And hello, Holland. Thank you for leading the spirit charge with the flow and all the different costumes that you come out with. We can't wait to see what's next week. And then I happened, everybody using the app today, Blue Squad, I happened across a dance buddy here in Santa Cruz, Summer Rose. Like to say hi to Summer, also in Santa Cruz here, who was having fun dancing and feeling the love with us tonight. So it was great to connect with her here in Santa Cruz via this app that we have talked about here at Blue Squad. On your contacts, you go through here, and next thing you know, you're connecting with folks that you've once upon a time met in the street, and here they are. So use that relational organizing app, Blue Squad, if you would, you guys. And but yeah, so what a incredible night with the whole shebangy. And I think we still have possibly Judy Dameron standing by with some tips and tricks on how to recruit postcard writers. So I think we're gonna segue into that, Lipbone. But I have to tell you, man, it's so good just to be here with you and with the whole team and everything. And just, this is like I said when Shiny Ribs was here, this is kind of like the the company party kind of version of what we do. And, but we want to take that out and build it so everybody, you know, when we have Lipbone back next time, maybe, hopefully, you know, I mean, it seems like you're in the spirit of it, and we'd love to reel you in again.
Yeah, anything that I could do to help, you know. I think what you guys are doing is just amazing and beautiful, and you guys are just, you know what you are. You're awesome. Thanks.
Well, we just love the vibe that you bring, and the hopeful, upbeat, just beautiful, you know, take on what the possibilities are. So thank you so much. And with that being said, I'm going to toss it back to Kari. And Kari, do we have any closing thoughts? And is Judy still with us?
Yeah, Judy should be here. Unmute yourself. Let me see here. There we go. If you can unmute yourself. Judy Dameron is a longtime envoy from back in the day when we first started as envoys for Beto. So it's been almost 2 years now. So pretty crazy. And Judy loves a good competition. You make anything a competition, and Judy is all in. And so she has taken this recruitment contest just to the next level, and everybody wins. It's fun because it's a contest, but what it does is it just reaches out to more people to get more writers. We need to reach as many possibly purged voters in North Carolina as possible. The deadline to register online is October 9th, so that's very quickly approaching. And so we just need to continue to bring in more people. And you can see we can do these virtual events and make it fun. You can write on your own. You can bring in friends and just do it, as a group on your own time. So there's so many ways that you can write for us and write to reach out to these possibly purged voters in North Carolina. Soon we'll be moving on to Michigan too. And so we're just going to keep, building this momentum. And so Judy, I'm going to pass it over to you and just kind of introduce yourself a little bit and then tell us what you're doing to just bring in these huge amount of writers. It's crazy. We're getting, I don't know how many she has so far. I need to count. I did see that you have written yourself over 800 postcards, which is pretty incredible. And so take it away, Judy.
Hi, well, I'm Judy. I live in Dallas, Texas. As a high-risk COVID person, I've decided to really keep myself isolated pretty much at home. So I began trying to think of what I could do from home. And the postcard idea appealed to me, but I was very slow to get into it because I did not know what was expected. Postcarding, what does that mean? Where do I get postcards? Where do I get stamps? Who do I write these postcards to? Do I have to write them to my friends? And it was hard for me to get motivated to make that much of an effort. And somebody took me by the hand and guided me through it step by step, telling me exactly what to do, where to go to get postcards. That was kind of the first thing once I got my postcards. And then, I was very excited when I wrote my first 10 postcards. I went around bragging about it to everybody. And then I came to a Zocalo Zoom meeting and I found out that Brandy had written 350. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can't do that much, but I took it as a challenge. And all of a sudden I found myself saying, I'm going to do 1,000. And then I thought about what the postage was going to be. And I said, well, I think I'll back off of that a little bit. Maybe I'll aim for 500. And then I devised a streamlined system where I do it kind of like an assembly line. I use one colored marker at a time for one line on a series of postcards. And then I put that marker down and get another one and go through. And they go a lot faster that way. And I posted on my 300 member Facebook page the information asking who wanted to help. I didn't get too much response. I think, again, it was vague. People didn't understand. Everybody's pretty overworked and kind of burned out with politics. And so I kind of rocked along. I got a couple of people to work along. And then I became the administrator of a new group, fairly new, Christians for Beto Harris. I'm Beto. There I go. I slipped that in. Biden Harris. And that group grew like crazy. People who have not been politically engaged. In fact, So much so that it's really hard to vet them for our activities. But somebody suggested I post on there an invitation, and I did with an attractive, colorful background. And then it was boom. People just started signing up like crazy. I have 180 members on my team now. I thought about what was the best way to organize the information and make it available to everybody so I didn't have to repeat myself every time somebody wanted to sign up. So I formed a Facebook group called Postcarding for Biden Harris, Judy's team. And gradually, I think I told somebody, I think I may have 20 writers. And then people just started jumping in like crazy. So now it's up to 180 in the group. Maybe half of them are actively writing. I'm trying to weed out the ones that don't want to write because that's exclusively what it's for. I suggested to Brandy that she might do the same thing with some other groups. There are other Facebook groups out there, I'm sure, I know, that have people who are really getting upset and angry and frustrated. And they're tired of all, they're just tired of yelling about it. It's so depressing because you repress all that anger. And this is a wonderful outlet that people in my group have expressed over and over again. What a blessing it is to them to have something to do rather than just sit there and be angry. So yeah, we've written over thousands. I can count at least 1,000 I know of that my group has written, and they're still working on them. So that's what I suggest to others.
So
Go to other Facebook groups.
Judy, question again. Tell us the name of it again. Tell me the name of the group again one more time.
Postcarding for Biden Harris, Judy's team.
Judy's team. Okay, got it. So I was just wondering if you thought there was any, if people should name their group in any certain way that kind of appeals to certain people. They're going to go, oh, I want to be a part of that group.
They very well could be. I suggest they put their name to it so that you have it. It distinguishes it, keeps it together.
Yeah.
We feel like there's so much enthusiasm, and people that have not been politically active before are doing this. That's what's been exciting to me, because after you've said so much to so many people, you need to find a way to go beyond that.
Well, what percentage of the people that you have in there would you say are friends of yours that you kind of recognize from before this group versus just kind of new people you're meeting? Because I know you have a big network.
A very small percentage.
Yeah.
Out of 180, maybe 10.
Yeah.
That I knew. The rest of them are coming from this group called Christians for Biden Harris.
Gotcha. So that's
and
okay.
That
I'd heard
group
you
is
mention.
Growing
So that
fast.
seems key to have some inroad to some kind of identity area, like in that case, Christians for Biden and Harris, and then they're tapping into something together, I suppose,
Right.
Which, people might, whether it's, I don't know, ballet dancers for Biden Harris or what have you, farmers and ranchers or what, we've tried that strategy, in the race, before, and it seemed to be a good one. Remember we made all of the different groups, the teachers group, the farmers and ranchers group, et cetera, et cetera.
So the key is trying to find people that are not already engaged, because the ones, the envoys, we're already engaged, and most of our friends, we already are engaged. We got to get out of that and into, like you said, dogs for Democrats or whatever.
Yeah. No, this is perfect. This is exactly the crux is, like I was telling Summer when I was telling her about kind of what we do is we try to be the wider part of the funnel and, and make it easy for people to dip their toe in the water and get started. And you're really addressing that. And, and you've been with us, as Kari said, since the very beginning. So I know this idea we've, we've talked about it many times before, but, just so everybody else that might be still listening knows, that's kind of been a driving force all along with Envoys, is having that real, quickly accessible, meaningful thing to do. And it seems like you really have tapped into offering that to people. So thank you so much for sharing. Any other thing Kari, did you have any questions about that, or any thoughts to add?
No, I've just been super impressed, and thank you so much, Judy, because you've just always just have that spirit of let's just get this done, and you find ways to get something done, and once you do it, you're all in, and so you're a complete inspiration to myself personally and people around you, of just that attitude of like, we're gonna get this shit done. I don't know, I don't care how it's gonna happen, we're making it happen. And that's a spirit that we need. We need that more than ever during these times of we'll find a way. And you definitely have, and just the outreach and the impact that you are going to have all across the country by bringing in these writers to write to these potentially purge voters is just, it's incredible. It's immense. And thank you.
I almost feel apologetic because we're kind of overwhelming you guys, I'm afraid.
No, you're just hopefully you're just warming us up. We're warming us up for the next stage. We're trying to get an automated machine kind of system in place to deal with the flow, because we have a feeling that we're getting ready to crack the code and get a lot more. So thank you for getting us warmed up as we try to make the hockey stick go up, 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 and as we try to scale our reach.
Well, I will say this, because of the people that I'm reaching out to, a lot of them are not very technically, wise, or they need a lot of extra help. And also they're hard to vet because they haven't been active on Facebook. A lot of people don't want to go public with all of this. They want to be private, and postcarding offers that privacy to people that don't want to be so public about what they say politically.
Yeah, definitely. And I love the way that you started off, talking about your experience of just not knowing where to start and where to begin. And that's so important. And so we need to think of that too, as we're wanting to get people involved, is first and foremost, we have to think about how we can make it easier, no matter what you're asking them to do, but being there as a support and kind of getting them started, because once they get started, then they're just burning and burning, right? Yeah.
So I tell them, buy your postcards. That's the first thing. I break it down and I make it simple. Mm-hmm. And then I'm there to answer their questions. And so that's kind of important, to have somebody to lead the way and nurture them along.
Definitely. Well, Judy, thank you so much. Thank you for agreeing to come on here. I know you're highly competitive, so you don't always want to share your secrets, but it's going to make us all better. And you are incredible. And thank you so much.
Well, I could use the postage. I could use the stamps.
All right. Well,
that's the next thing I do want to mention. I'm afraid my writers may get overwhelmed with the cost of postage. That's my next concern. I've already spent $400 of my money, and I've just decided I'm not going to worry about it. But not everybody is able to do that.
Right.
They just can't.
I will say this, Judy. I'm working to try to get an easy solution where we can subsidize a lot of that on a daily basis. It's one of my biggest concerns, is raising money so that we can do a number of things, which would be subsidizing people for their writing costs, as well as doing a texting initiative. But anyway, that's it's a work in
Scott,
progress.
An idea I have. It would be nice if whenever somebody writes 100 postcards, that we send them a roll of stamps.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, or even a better deal. We could. I tell you, people can go down to the post office and get a 39-cent stamped card. You get a 10-pack for $3.90. And, to be able to give people, a way to just walk in there and purchase that specifically, that is one goal that we have. But anyway, time is of the essence. So we keep, we keep marching on and trying to also cover our bases and do all of these things that we know that we can do today, while we have our long shot stuff that we're also striving for So we are talking about covering the bases and just getting down and dirty and doing it the way that we have to do it, which is everybody chipping in. I think, through our initiatives, through Envoys, we have, over $25,000, I would conservatively guess, has been spent on this initiative by people cumulative if we've sent out over 50,000 postcards, because that's, it's really about 50 cents a shot, because a lot of people are spending way more than what I described you can do at the post office for 39 cents. And and I tell you, it's just priceless though, the love and the kind of just mindfulness that people are putting into these cards, and just writing them and crafting them and creating art out of them. And it's been such a journey seeing, these younger folks. I mean, this one of the things that we love the most is this multi-generational community that we're building from, we just talked to Holland, who's probably one of our younger, really active Envoys, and and it spans the multiple generations here. So it's always like that every week. So we're so excited to bring this together like this, and thank you all for another wonderful night here. And we will be, so let's see, one more plug, the All In, the Fight for Democracy. You have to see this, and we have to get other people to watch this. We're going to do another a watch screening with discussion, hopefully bringing, I'm not sure if the same guests will come back so on the same thing, but they probably will. Anyway, we'll talk more about what that's going to entail, but we definitely want to show that again and encourage everybody to watch it and have your friends watch it. What has happened, with voters' rights systematically for forever, has just been atrocious, and it's fuel for the bigger fight. It also it relates exactly to what we are doing with our initiative. It makes us feel like we really, zeroed in on the right fight here coming down the home stretch with regards to trying to get people registered, and what we spent all summer doing, trying to get dim likely Texans registered. And now we pivoted to this in these swing states so I think we're so happy that we've been able to nurture this community like we're talking about, with this multi-generational, and it's driven by artistry and whatnot, but also doing these action items together has been a wild ride, such a journey. So thank you, you guys, and I'll stop blabbering now. And anybody else have anything to throw in before we say goodnight?
I would love for the children to come on and show the postcards that they did themselves while the music was happening too. I think Brandy was one of them, and someone else came on and was just like flipping through the postcards that they made. And I just think that would be a great little 10-second, 30-second little clip to even share out on Facebook to show, look,
yeah,
they're doing what they need to do to save democracy. Well, let's get the adults on board.
Yeah, that would be great to have a kind of build that into the end of the night, and encouraging the kids to. We really like to encourage the families, so we should do more encouraging the families to come out. And I wanted to do a thing where we kind of had just like an actual watercolor night or something like that, where we really focused in on the art of it, and especially with kids and whatnot. So. Or big kids, but art. I wanted to in fact, I had said there's some watercolors in this attic that I found myself in. It's been a funky ride, you guys. And I'm back in Santa Cruz. It's super, super funky up in this attic where I have ended up after spending a year and a half in Texas. But it's great to be back and meeting up with Summer and Kari down in San Diego, and I don't know if we've got anybody else from California on tonight.
All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to say goodnight to the live streamers. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the live stream. If everybody wants to unmute themselves, they can say goodbye, so we can see some faces, and have a great night. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
we still have Austin with us. I wonder if we can get Leanne and Austin, or if you guys see that, maybe.
Hello. They're just hanging out. They have no idea we're watching them.
We're watching you.
Wait, no, they do hear us.
Oh, hi.
Yay.